here in Philadelphia. Really looking forward to being back on the air. We've been away for a while. We've been in the country called Honduras. If you're unfamiliar with that, that's in Central America. That's the little part of the land masses between North America and South America. Is connected to El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Belize. But right now, we're talking about Philadelphia. We're talking about Ashley, Clyde, Sherman. Clyde, Ashley, Sherman. Welcome to Mind to Mind with Shema'yah and Vonda, Kline.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here, man. This is a great experience for me.
We're looking forward to it. We know that you're the man with the plan, and we're looking forward to expounding upon your wisdom. I was introduced to you by a mutual friend and associate, Mr. Andre Sawyer. I was very happy for him to introduce me, to make the acquaintance, and I'm glad that you have an opportunity to meet Vonda Kline this morning. We know you are.
Yes, it was nice.
Yeah. One thing I would like to do, if you're not familiar with Facebook, Facebook is a social network. I don't know how many people are not familiar with Facebook. For those who aren't, it's on the internet, and it's facebook.com. The reason why I'm saying that, because you can type in the name Clyde A. Sherman, and you can see the host, the myriad, the plethora of celebrities that have all agreed to take. They've all agreed to take pictures with this man.
Yeah.
And I've known. I know the rumor is they're all cutouts, but they all can't be cutout pictures,
I
can
know,
they?
Right?
No, there's no cutouts. All those are authentic pictures.
Yeah, they're authentic pictures. All right. Okay, so they're called paper and scissors.
Nah. There were experiences when I used to work for Jamie Foxx as his assistant. I got a chance to meet a lot of nice producers and directors. And
You got to get close to the mic. You got to get closer to the mic.
Oh, closer.
Yeah, there you go. It's a lot better. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, get your Barry White on.
Yeah.
Get your Barry White. You know Barry White. He was a singer one time.
Barry White. Oh, my voice check.
Yeah. One.
Okay, great.
Yeah, mic check. There we go. All right, let's do this again. Now, how did you get in the circle with all these people?
I was saying, in 2000, I moved out to Los Angeles, me and my wife. And she's from Philly, Yolanda Braxton. She went to West Catholic. I came out of Brook class of 80s for all the OHS old school on the hill out there. But
okay. Well, shout out. Right, okay.
We went out there. Our cousin Benny Richburg was
Benny Richburg.
He's a film producer.
Okay.
And that was her first cousin. And he would come back to our house every year and tell us all his experiences as he was moving up as working as a production assistant, and then he became a supervisor producer of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But what happened, we just got interested in General Electric Aerospace was closing down plants and merging, and Bell Atlantic had just broke up, so we decided to move to California and try the entertainment business. And I was out there. I had a couple of wild experiences as production assistants for BET and Grip.
Now, you said it very nonchalant, like I just flew out there and I decided to be in the entertainment field, and you hear stories about people been going like 20, 25 years trying to break into the industry.
Yeah.
Like, I just flew out there and we decided to go into entertainment and just...
Well, most of the experience for me has been luck. I don't know.
Or the grace of God or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a spiritual person, but it's been a wild journey, and that has afforded me to see Australia, Europe, Africa.
Wow.
I met decision makers, billionaires. Like, I was looking at a picture the other day that I posted. Me and Phil Anschutz, the gentleman who owns the Staples Center, and he comes out of Colorado. Some people say.
Right. Okay.
Colorado organized organization out there, but he's about 4'7", and he's the one that funded Ray Charles' movie for Jamie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Most people don't know that was an independent film.
I didn't know that.
Most of the studios turned down because it was all mostly black cast, and they didn't think
they don't have that type of prejudice still going on, do they?
But Ray and Phil Anschutz, I met him while they were doing pre-production of the film, and there's a picture I recently posted on Facebook of me, Phil Anschutz, and his wife, and she's playing for a little poodle, and Star Jones, and a Hispanic actor named Noel G.
Okay, yeah.
And he's coming up, and he's been in a lot of films, and we were there at the Grammys, and I knew that Mr. Anschutz said, Sherman, if you're ever around, in the Staples Center, or if you ever have a film project, you always have an open door.
Wow.
And I had managed to get that relationship out of it. A couple of times I met him in a social environment with Jamie and the director of Ray Charles' film and the producers. And he had all the people from Coors, because the people from Coors
the beer, okay,
from Colorado,
all right,
they all connected him, and they all invited me to go hunting. And I was kind of me and Jamie were the only African Americans.
Right.
And I was like,
Were y'all the hunties or?
No, I don't think it's that. It's right.
We can give y'all 15 seconds.
It's close to that time when the vice president had that hunting accident.
Oh yeah, it just happened to be an accident, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not like
Tell the man to brush yourself off. Yeah, man up.
And I said, well, they were very nice. That's
okay.
All. So out of it that day at the Grammys, Jamie was, I don't know if he was performing, but I knew that Phil Anschutz has a suite in the Staples Center.
Okay.
He's the owner of the Staples Center. So I said, yo, man, let's go see. Because people tell you to give him a call.
Right. You see if this is really a true thing.
So I called up there to his suite, and I had to go to security. And I said to Tom, Mr. Jamie Foxx's assistant, Clyde Sherman, Mr. Anschutz, said I had an open invitation. And they did the call, and he said, oh, let him come up. So
Wow.
But he kind of humbugged it. It was kind of fun. But a lot of things like that in my life are just like that.
Wow.
Tours are there, and I just have the courage to go in, and my
that's a key word, huh?
Me in there. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Courage and essence. All right. That's a really a powerful thing. So it seems like if that's working for you, you got to stay with that mojo, so to speak.
Yeah, even like meeting you and you're beautiful.
Right.
And here, I mean, it's all like a journey, and I just fascinated going, eyes open wide, like a sponge, trying to retain every minute of the experience. And I just know that I've learned now that everything is for a reason. So meeting you, it'll be revealed to me why. But I understand it with the new thing I'm looking to do with the African Foundation for AIDS as their president.
Now, what is that for those who are not familiar? Because before you respond to that, for maybe the last 15, 20 years, periodically we'll see little children from Africa with maybe swollen bellies or something of that nature. Is that kind of in the same line?
Well, this is going to be, it's a nonprofit based out of Los Angeles that was created by a gentleman named Ray Bailey, in the Bailey Group, who was an economic banker, a hedge fund guy, a really smart banker at that highest level. And I had the opportunity to work for him before when I was in Los Angeles after I stopped working for Jamie Foxx back in 2006 or 7. And he showed me some things. And that was all during the time I wanted to work with him because I had met a scientist prior to that in 2003 named Dr. Gary Randolph Davis, who was another African-American fascinating microbiologist, MD, mathematician, brilliant man from Dartmouth, Navy captain, and he invited me to France and took me to Africa, and he really stretched the horizons for me. And during that time, when we came back to the United States, I approached Ray Bailey because I knew he had the same vision on really doing something about the AIDS epidemic, and it was unfortunate that Dr. Davis had a new idea on how to handle the AIDS virus in humans, and he couldn't really get the funding or the FDA to allow him to continue his clinical trials because he had clinical trials, but they stopped him.
Right.
And every time he would answer his questions, they would still want more. And he kind of got frustrated with dealing with the FDA, so he went abroad and did his clinical trials in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. And it was very successful, but all we needed was the money. And right when we were getting ready to get the money and do something, Dr. Davis had a massive heart attack.
Oh, wow.
That was right at the same time that I met Mr. Bailey. First time I had met Mr. Bailey talk to Dr. Davis. In fact, that same night that I met Ray Bailey was the night Dr. Davis died. So I looked at that as
a strange with something else going on behind the scenes.
There was one door closed, one door open.
Right.
And Dr. Davis would always say, it's up to me. He'd always say, Sherman, you're the one. And I would like to deny because I only have a BA from a small school and I'm not an MD, but the experience was unbelievable. It changed my life. Now the only thing that's in my head is this formula, and I really want to meet the right people to help me bring it to the world. It's not mine. It's really God's
the world. Right. Yeah.
He got this formula from a dream. So it's a lot of spiritual stuff, but Ray Bailey kind of fed into that. He was like, I won't say he's an alien, but he's like me. He
an alien.
The same passion. Because most people I talk to, they look at me like I'm an alien. They're like, yeah, right. Here you are. You're an actor. You're doing this. Now you're a substitute teacher in Philly. What? You got what? And I was like,
well, you're Aquarius, so your air signs tend to be all over the place. Yeah, that's what air.
You said you got your BA. What did you get your BA in?
In communications journalism. I was supposed to be doing this.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What school did you go to?
Yeah, I used to work on a radio station.
He's like, yeah.
At
Bonnie was like,
Johnson
Bonnie,
C.
you're
Smith
the
University.
he's like, yeah.
I am. What school did you go to?
Yeah.
Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North
okay.
Carolina.
Okay.
Class of '84. My dad went there. My sister went there. So, yeah, my sister. Shout out to my sister, Dr. Claire Sherman. She's in California.
Oh, okay.
Doctor.
The doctor. Okay.
So what did you wanted to do journalism, and it turned out to acting and
You kind of did go that way,
research
though,
and
right?
Yeah, it did. I guess when he said radio journalism, but I guess
Yeah, what happened was when I found out, I had internships and I had some success there. But once I graduated, they told me I had to go to a smaller market, and the kind of money that you have to make to move up before you got to be an anchor or a reporter.
Would take a lot of time.
Yeah, I feel it because I'm from Philly. I wanted to come from North Carolina, get my BA, and then go right to Channel 6 or Channel 10.
Right.
It wasn't like that. And I didn't understand it. And I got an opportunity to work at General Electric Aerospace.
Wow.
And
okay.
The money was a lot better. And you know, at that time, I thought I was going to retire from General
Right.
Electric until the global economy and everyone would be competitive globally in the aerospace business. Jack Welch, we used to call him Neutron Jack.
Right.
Decided to sell a business. If you weren't number one or number two in your business, GE was going to sell you. So they sold the aerospace business, and Martin Marietta bought us, and then I got to be a displaced defense contractor because then we merged with Lockheed.
And that's it,
every
yeah.
time we merged, the person who was with the other company kind of has to take second fiddle because their management is from the new company. And
Right.
they're usually going to hire their people. So it was that whole environment. And that's the same time when me and my wife decided that maybe we should look at another situation because Bell Atlantic was breaking up and she had worked at Bell downtown and did all that. And so we decided, and she went out and got a great job at BET. And I came out and...
Was she already in the industry, or?
No, she wasn't. No, she was. But she was very smart.
Okay.
That's what's
Maybe
right. What
it's-
did she do for BET?
She worked on the Comic View. They used to have a...
Oh, Comic View. Okay. All right.
She worked with them in their production department, and then she moved on as a writer. She wrote a film, called Beverly Hood,
Beverly
Oh.
Hood. Okay.
and it got produced, and it didn't have. It went to DVD.
Okay.
But then she wrote a script, one of the spec scripts for Jamie Foxx show,
Okay.
Okay.
and I got a chance to act in it. And I'm coming out of the elevator, and I tell Braxton to grab my bag. So that's my first speaking part.
Okay. Yeah. This was with Fancy and all them from okay.
And during that time, Jamie, in between the scenes, Jamie would come out and play table tennis, you know, and use.
I understand you're quite the table tennis player.
Yeah, and that's how I got to be Jamie.
Okay.
Oh.
And then I'm very good at table tennis.
Oh, excuse me. Don't toot your own horn.
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
White Child China.
I used to represent the university.
Oh, you must have been pretty good then.
For chess, ping pong, and pool. So when Jamie was playing, I had mentioned to some of the other background actors that I think I could beat him, and I didn't know they were going to tell the second AD on the set. And then he said,
Now,
"Jamie,
use the word AD. What does that mean for those?
assistant director."
Okay.
Oh.
The first AD and the second AD.
Okay.
And then you have the director. And the second AD is the one that usually handles the background actors, and the first AD usually handles the principals.
Okay.
And the director just usually handles everything on the set once they all get out there.
Okay.
So when I'm in that little holding area for the background atmosphere, someone had told the second AD that Sherman says he could. He
Right.
I said beat him. I said I think I could get him. He used other words,
Oh,
kick
like
his
it.
A.
Oh, okay.
Yes, right. So then when Jamie heard that, he said, "Who said that?" And then
Oh, you said it like he flexed a little bit.
he's very competitive.
Okay.
And then we played, and I shut him out 7-0.
Wow.
In the ping
That's
pong
history,
world.
right?
Right.
Yeah, so then it got to be very competitive, and then he enjoyed the challenge, and he invited me back up on the set, and then I found out that I could be a stand-in because you don't have to look like the actor; you just have to have the same frame and height.
So what does that mean, stand-in?
Stand-in is a person who, instead of the main actor standing there for the cameras for hours as they get their focus and learn the movements of the scene,
Okay.
a stand-in would just stand there, and the lighting director and the DP, director of photography, would be doing measurements and the apertures.
Oh, that's what you're
readings
saying.
on the cameras. So when the stand-in is there, the whole scene is acted out with stand-in.
Okay.
As far as for the
Right.
for the
Just to
blocking.
getting everything set up.
Yeah, so when the actor comes out, he's usually in his
It is.
trailer chilling.
Yeah, drinking
most
shakes.
of the
Yeah,
time.
drinking,
Yeah.
playing pinochle or whatever.
So
Okay.
is that a good?
Is that a good
going
one?
over their lines and everything. But so when they come out the scene, usually the stand-ins may even walk through how they change because they have a knowledge in the scene, but then usually because of blocking and all the movements of the atmosphere and all that is all coordinated during that time. So when the actor actually comes in, he's not wasting. He's
They're not
paid
waiting
big
for.
money.
Okay. So
is that a good job to have just as a stand-in? Is that good?
Oh yeah.
Is that
can
a
you hear
good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just a little buzzing.
Oh, the job being a stand-in is that a good job to have as a paying gig?
Oh yeah, it was. You can eat off of being a stand-in.
Okay.
Now, do you just walk off the street, or you need an agent? Or how do you become a stand-in?
Well, usually if you have a good relationship with the second AD or a relationship with the actor or the actress, say if you have a friendship, and you ask, can you become a stand-in, and the actor supports you and listen, I would rather this
person be my stand-in. Okay.
It's just simple.
So it's really a lot of relationship based more than
100%.
Okay.
110% of everything I've done in the film business and was relationship. When I got my first part in a feature film on the movie Life.
Oh, well, that's with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Okay.
And that was my first movie, and a lot of them, I won't say career atmosphere actors were in that film because it was a film about Martin and Eddie's character going to prison.
And don't forget Jangalang.
Yeah, all that. So, but there was a lot of actors who had understood the game, and they were SAG, and I wasn't SAG, and they were like, "How did you get in this film? This is a SAG movie, and you're not even SAG." And I was getting paid the SAG rate, and that was all because a gentleman named Fedorov Colin, who used to work for Eddie Murphy, in his wardrobe department, the stylist made a comment to the second AD and said, "Sherman, show up here this date." And I did, and then because I had Fed speak for me.
All right.
Which is something that some people don't know how important it is for someone to speak for you in the business that has a connection. They're never going to check it. If he says it, it's done.
Okay, so if he co-signed it,
then I got to get fitted, and I became a background convict in the film, and I got 8 weeks of work. I kind of got spoiled by it because I thought it was that easy.
Right. Okay.
And it wasn't. It was all because the Fed made a statement, and I had to look, and they needed more African American background actors to play convicts. And if you look at the film, there's a lot of times I didn't even know you're not supposed to look directly into the camera.
All right. Okay.
But now when I look at it in retrospect, most of the scenes where Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence are arguing, in between them in the back, doing something, either digging in the dirt or moving a wheelbarrow.
So you're back behind it. Okay.
Yeah, once I saw how it worked,
because
I was always about trying to get in the movie.
Right.
But so
at least you had the foresight to know how to position yourself.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you. You just said, "I'm going to position myself here."
Yeah, because I saw the stand-ins were there. They would have little marks on the ground for the camera action.
So you seen
the
mark?
Wherever the marks on the ground, if I know if the camera's there back here, it's going to have to be.
Oh, that's pretty. That was smart on your part.
Yeah.
And then I did that, and then I kept moving away, and then a couple of times he kept saying, "Yo, you can't look in the camera." So I kind of got reprimanded.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I went to work.
Okay.
But it was funny, and it was a great experience. And then that was the beginning of getting in the union. And I had been tapped hardly on the Jamie Foxx show for the speaking part. So I never really got an agent. I tried to go to Buckwild Associates to get an agent, but it wasn't successful.
Now, what is Buckwild Associates?
Buckwild Associates is like a CAA.
Now, what does that mean? And please forgive me for asking these. Okay.
Well, CAA, Creative Artists Agency,
okay.
is a large. Well, I think one of the largest agencies in the country, I believe, or the world,
okay.
as far as relates to acting. And then you have ICM, and you have William Morris, and ICM, I forget what it stands for, but those acronyms stand for another big agency.
Okay.
And Buckwild Associates was another agency, a little smaller, and it was an African American.
I was going to say, I'm not trying to sound funny, but Buckwild sound like it would be more geared towards black or African American people.
Buckwild is the whole name. I think it's the guy.
Oh, I thought you were saying Buckwild.
No.
I did too. I thought it was Buckwild.
Yeah.
No.
See, she's up there now. They both on the same.
What was it?
Buckwald.
Wald. See, now me and Vonda were the same vibration. She thought Buckwild was
I think he's funny. He's a comedian, but nah. Buckwald Associates is a gentleman.
See, now you prevented a whole lot of people typing in Buckwild on the computer.
No, I'm sorry out there. No, it's not Buckwild. It's Buckwald. But I didn't get to be a representative by them. But there was an African American woman named Tracy Christian, who I believe is still there. She was always very nice. Mm-hmm. And when I started getting clients or people started coming to me trying to find an agent or people who would talk to them, I would refer them to Tracy and Buckwald Associates because I never really had a contact to CAA agent,
So-
or none of the bigger agencies.
So if I hear you correctly, I'm hearing that technically you weren't an agent, but you kind of were like an agent plugging people in.
I really like to look at myself as I became a
Consultant? Okay.
I first started
Oh,
consulting
well,
and
that's
help people take in experiences which I had experienced working as first as a background actor and a production assistant, and then as a grip, and then I became John Sally's personal assistant when he had the television show on BET.
Oh, right.
Okay, right.
And then I became an executive assistant of this guy named Norwood Young. And Norwood was a mixture of Little Richard, Prince, and Liberace.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a combination. That is that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy.
And that totally expanded my horizons of Hollywood.
Okay.
And
So that's a whole another aspect or a prism, so to speak, of
our job was just to answer the phone. And,
Okay.
Take care of his estate and his staff. And he was recovering from one of his plastic surgeries.
So you mean when he was away, or you would take care of his estate, making sure everything's cleaned or checked on,
take
and
messages.
okay, that's a good job.
And
For when I say that's a good job, meaning
put you in an environment, you mean?
yeah, for somebody of that stature, and you're getting paid, and
he had a Bentley,
and he has a
500
nice home.
Wow.
And,
He had all
Okay.
that stuff. But there's always the yin in there.
You're right, yang, they come with it.
Okay,
Yeah, everything comes with
that's
it. Yeah,
true.
everything comes with a price.
It wasn't a pound of flesh, however, but it was extremely. It didn't last. I only worked there for like 5 months.
But the experience, though, right?
It was, we're still friends. I think he's an Asian now touring because he was a singer. He was a member of Pieces of a Dream.
Oh, was he?
Okay.
He
Okay.
was a singer in Pieces of a Dream.
Wow.
Most people know Pieces of a Dream.
yes, I
Philadelphia
remember
group
that.
that
group.
played jazz, but he was a singer from Jersey that was a member of Pieces of a Dream, and now he's a professional singer now in California. But after that job and the John Sally job, then I got the job with Jamie Foxx as his stand-in, and then I became his executive assistant. And then when he won the Oscar, 2 weeks later,
Wow, that puts you in a whole nother level.
He comes the phone call.
That was it? You got the
once you
can?
win the championship in a sport, they break up the team.
Right, so you got got cut.
What was
I
the
got
phone call?
Sherman, don't need you no more.
Yeah,
You're looking
that was
out.
it. Over
Really?
the phone.
Wow.
Over the phone.
Oh, wasn't he like, yo, come through, let's have some lunch or what?
Now, why would they cut you just because he won the Oscar?
He got new people that can help him.
Oh, okay.
So all that laughing and having a good time, or you helping them out, that doesn't mean anything in that world, or?
Well, you understand, he knew I was there because I was getting paid. I wasn't really there as a friend. Like
Okay. Some people are more loyal than more.
They hire their friends from their childhood and stuff. But it was an interesting job. I had worked for him for 8 years. I had been fired
That's a nice little
5
run.
times.
Oh.
It was like the first time.
Oh, yeah. You got that call.
So you're saying they get better, I guess, people that's more qualified or can take them to another level?
Or they just want fresh people, or?
I think they were. I was told that they thought I had too much control over it because I didn't agree with his management.
Okay.
A lot of times we differed on.
You had a little
positions on
influence
things.
over
Oh, you had an influence on, so to
Yeah,
speak.
and that's what I was told. That
Okay,
was a political
but behind that,
reason,
yeah,
but
so-
it could have been a lot of other things because I wasn't the type of assistant that would just accept things that weren't logical.
Okay.
Or if I could see a position where I thought if I were to talk to him, and because he's very smart, he's got a photographic memory, he's got perfect pitch, and most of my job when I worked for him, how crazy it sounds, was to play chess and to play table tennis on the set.
Okay.
Because we felt that chess was like the aerobics for the brain.
Right, oh, most
The
definitely.
brain is the muscle most people don't know. It's just like you do curls, you gotta do push-ups for your arms, you gotta do exercises for the brain to keep it clicking.
Right.
And we used to play like 15, 20 games of chess a day.
Wow.
Speed, and it was
Speed
fast,
chess,
not the
okay.
long games, and have 3 or 4 conversations. So the multitasking thing helped me a lot
Okay.
with him because he's very fast, and the wit and the comedy and the,
Is he a Sag?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, December 13th.
Yeah, that's my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's real smart.
Wow.
He's smart. Because he's really great. I mean, he didn't have to study these lines like you would think. He would look at the page. He told me one day he reads the script like we read, like you
Speed
hear
reading.
music.
Okay, wow.
So he can
Like a
hear
melody?
like you hear the melody, and then he has a whole paragraph.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of
Memorize
sense too.
Because he was able to implement, do Ray Charles' voice. So
Right,
he can,
yeah, imitate that very
imitate.
well.
You said he hears the melody, and then boom, he can just spit it out.
Yeah, but when he would read his line, he reads like we hear music, and he was trying to explain to me.
Wow.
Because I was like, how do you memorize? He memorized everybody's line. And he can memorize everybody's line in their voice. And he
Yeah.
can actually do a little movie himself and
Right.
play to say his
Wow.
line, then say the other person's line. And I really saw that when I worked with him on the movie Any Given Sunday.
Okay, the football movie.
Yeah, I'm in that movie too.
Right. The alligator scene,
Yeah, I'm
right?
the guy, they throw the alligator on. But when he had that scene opposite Al Pacino, which everybody knows Godfather.
Right.
Scarface, and he had a lot of dialogue. It was like 4 paragraphs to an actor, like 3 pages of this.
So that's
line
like
that he had
like
to
an
come-
encyclopedia,
oh my
right?
God.
Right, okay.
And he had to bring the pain because it was a heated conversation, like argument, when Jamie's character is arcing from being the 3rd string quarterback to becoming the 1st string quarterback, and then the 1st string quarterback, who happened to be a white gentleman, which just happens in the league.
Okay.
You know, if you just look at the storyline of that movie, which
It's
the
based on
movie-
reality.
the NFL didn't endorse this movie because they
Oh.
didn't like it because
Does it like too like a little too real or
the
something?
ugly side,
Okay.
like the drug side of it, they cut a lot.
The steroids and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
Okay.
steroid side scene, they didn't really bring it out. But the thing about African Americans working and known as being another race, and everyone's being done, and how much money they're making on it. These guys are making a salary, and then they only got a certain shelf life because of their health and the issues of possibly getting hurt. So Jamie's character shows African American that was coming through high school and college and getting hurt in college, and then making it to the pros, and it just shows you how the system can kind of sometimes use some athletes, and unfortunately they never get a shot before they know it, they're out the league and
Right.
they get the big money. So this scene in particular, they were going to be asking Jamie to step back down because the starting quarterback is ready to return if there's injury, but Jamie's character had come in and done a phenomenal job.
Okay.
I think it's just like that quarterback in Seattle right now, or even what the guy did down there in Washington.
Oh,
Those two
RG, right.
Yeah, that they're doing phenomenal.
Well, we're going to take a break while you're continuing, not to cut your words, but when we come back, we will continue this story and his experiences in Hollywood, and also his personal other experiences that he really wishes to pursue when we come right back. So you're listening to Mind to Mind with Shema'yah Bay, and I'm Vonda Kline, and our guest is
Mr. Clyde Ashley Sherman.
That's
the one
right.
and only.
Yes. So we look forward to coming back and getting more information. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
Got a nice one.
Oh.
So, yeah.